Well, everybody, next up is Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Now, a lot of people, they thought, when this movie first came out in 1980, they thought it was okay, but over the years, this movie has now become the official favorite movie of, best movie out of the entire original trilogy. So, let's look at this movie, shall we? So, yeah. So basically, the movie starts off with Darth Vader trying to find Luke Skywalker for some reason, and turns out that the rebels are now on the ice planet of Hoth, and Han and Luke, they're riding around trying to make sure that everything's A-okay on the planet, and then Luke comes across what he thinks is a meteor, but it turns out to be an Imperial probe droid that's trying to locate the rebels, so that way they can take them down. But, unfortunately, while all this is going on, Luke then gets ambushed by an ice monster, and eventually Luke, uses his lightsaber to lop off the arm of the ice creature. Then he makes his way out of there. And then apparently the ghost or spirit of Obi-Wan tells Luke to seek training from Yoda on Dagobah. But unfortunately, Luke is, then Luke gets rescued by Han, and then the rescue ships arrive to go save them, and so on and so forth, yada yada, blah 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 blah. But unfortunately, the Empire tracks down the rebels, and so what do we get? A big ass fight. That's what we get, complete with walkers and rebel ships trying to bring them down, but not many of them do, so they eventually have to retreat. And of course, all the mains get split up. Luke and R2 go to Dagobah, while Han, C-3PO, Leia, and Chewbacca, they go off, but unfortunately there's something wrong with the going to light speed systems, and so they ultimately have to try to fix it. And so they try to do that on an asteroid, but it turns out, they basically end up in the belly of this giant worm creature, but thankfully they make their way out, and so they have to get the repairs done in Bespin Cloud City, courtesy of Lando Calrissian, who, according to George Lucas, is supposed to be a foil to the Han Solo character. So what that basically means is that Lando was a representation of what Han could have been if he hadn't joined up with the other mains in the last film. So, and of course, during all that, Luke gets his training from Yoda, but unfortunately, it doesn't go all too well when Luke senses that his friends are in danger, and so he has to go and rescue them. And of course, Han and the others, they aren't met with very open arms, because it turns out that the Empire is there, and of course that means Darth Vader is there. Dun dun dun! And so he captures the others and tortures them, and so on and so forth, yada yada, blah 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 blah. And of course then, like I said, Luke comes to the rescue, which of course leads to a lightsaber duel with Darth Vader. But before all that, we get the scene where Leia confesses her love for Han, and Han does the same for Leia. It's all very cute. Until Han gets frozen in carbonite. Yay! Now this was done because Harrison Ford wasn't quite sure if he wanted to reprise the role or not, but thankfully he did. And of course he was also, becoming, at that time, he was getting ready to do Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark and so on and so forth, etc., etc., blah, 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 blah. So then ultimately we get the epic lightsaber battle between Luke and Darth Vader. And of course then it's revealed that Darth Vader is Luke's father. But of course Luke doesn't really believe him, and neither does the audience. I mean, of course then the fact was confirmed in their brains in the very last movie, so what I mean by very last is episode 6, of course, so there you have it. So then, anywho, Luke ultimately gets saved by Leia and Lando and all those other people. And so then, they all get ready to go find Han Solo, who's been taken by Bounty Hunter Boba Fett to Jabba the Hutt. Yay! So, anywho, they get all set up for the final film of the epic trilogy, and there you have it. So, is this movie better than episode 4? Yes. Now, they didn't change a whole lot of things for this movie, for the special edition. I mean, they changed around some things, but it wasn't like a total changeover. I mean, George Lucas said himself that the majority of change that he wanted was for episode 4. And of course, I fully agree with him on that, let me tell you. So, anywho, episode 5, like I said, yes, it is better than episode 4 in a lot of ways. It's definitely more of the darker film, which is a very common theme in trilogies, because usually the second one, it's usually the more darker, it's usually the darkest film on the entire trilogy. And of course, when we get to the third movie, that's when everything gets resolved, etc., blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, still, episode 5, it is pretty interesting. And we also get introduced to the Emperor, Evil Emperor Palpatine. Yay! And so, yeah, there you have it. So, like I said, episode 5, yeah, it is a whole lot better than episode 4. Let's be real on that, people. Let's just be real on that. So, anywho, up next will, of course, be episode 6, and then I'll be looking at the bonus disc, and so on and so forth, etc., etc., blah, 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 blah. I don't know why I'm saying that a lot, but oh well. So, like I said, episode 5, definitely the much better film in the series, and of course, if I don't say this, well then, I might get a lot of complaints in the comments section, but let's also give credit for Frank Oz's amazing performance as Yoda. I mean, seriously. This guy rocks. This guy just freaking rocks. So, there you have it. So, anywho, that's it for now. Up next will be Return of the Jedi, and then the bonus disc, and then that'll be it for a while. So, there you have it. So, anywho, until then, peace out, live long and prosper. Talk to you guys in a few minutes or so about Return of the Jedi. Bye.